Urgent. Deal done. Just happened. Biggest trade in the NFL. David Njoku in Dallas. Cowboys news now, it's official, Cowboys Nation. The Dallas Cowboys have pulled off what may very well be the boldest, most surprising move of the offseason, shaking up the NFL landscape in dramatic fashion by acquiring star tight end David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns. This isn't just a trade, it's a clear signal from the Cowboys front office that they are going all in, that they're ready to bring a Lombardi trophy back to Dallas for the first time since the 1995 season. And the news broke fast, catching both analysts and fans off guard. Early Tuesday morning, reports started to circulate about Dallas being in talks with Cleveland, but no one expected a deal to get done this quickly. But here we are. David Njoku is now a Dallas Cowboy, and the implications are enormous. The deal itself is significant. The Cowboys gave up a 2026 second-round pick and a 2025 conditional fifth-round pick, which could become a fourth if Njoku hits certain performance metrics like exceeding 800 receiving yards or earning a Pro Bowl selection in 2025. That's not a cheap price, especially for a franchise that values its draft capital, but when you're trying to build a Super Bowl caliber team and you see a chance to add a legitimate offensive weapon, you take it. Especially when you're the Dallas Cowboys, a team that constantly sits under a national spotlight, where expectations are sky high every single year, and where every move gets dissected by the media and the fans alike. Adding Njoku isn't just about stats or schemes, it's about making a statement. Let's talk about who the Cowboys are getting. David Njoku is no ordinary tight end. At 6'4", 246 pounds, with elite athleticism, soft hands, and an ability to break tackles in open space, he's been one of the most dangerous offensive weapons on the Browns roster since being drafted in the first round in 2017. Over the last couple of seasons, he's developed into more than just a red zone threat. He's become a reliable every-down player who can stretch the field, block effectively, and line up all over the formation from inline TE to H-back to wide receiver. His 2023 season was his best to date: 81 receptions, 882 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a Pro Bowl nod to cap it off. And perhaps even more impressively, he did that while playing with a rotating cast of quarterbacks in Cleveland. Imagine what he can do with a stable QB situation and a dynamic offense like Dallas has. Dak Prescott is coming off one of the most efficient years of his career, and the Cowboys' offense under offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer has been showing a lot more variety and tempo. With Njoku now in the fold, that variety just exploded. There's something poetic about this, too. For years, Dallas fans have been clamoring for a more explosive, unpredictable offense, something that could truly compete with the likes of the 49ers or Eagles in the NFC, and potentially go toe-to-toe with the AFC juggernauts like Kansas City or Cincinnati. The pieces have been there. CeeDee Lamb is one of the best wide receivers in football. Brandon Cooks brings veteran savvy and speed. Jake Ferguson showed flashes of promise last year. But now, with Njoku entering the mix, this offense becomes far more multiple. You can run 12 personnel with Ferguson and Njoku, forcing defenses to play base, and then motion Njoku out wide to exploit matchups. You can run him in tight with Pollard or Rico Dowdle in the backfield and keep defenses guessing. His presence isn't just an upgrade at the tight end position, it changes how defenses have to prepare for Dallas week in and week out. But there's more to this trade than just XS and OS. This is about culture. The Cowboys' locker room is already full of high-character guys, players who lead by example and bring toughness, effort, and intensity every week. David Njoku fits that mold perfectly. Talk to anyone who's shared a locker room with him in Cleveland, and they'll tell you he works hard, he stays humble, and he wants to win. He battled through injuries, media criticism, and constant coaching changes, and still showed up week after week ready to contribute. For a Dallas team that's been criticized in the past for lacking leadership or focus in big moments, this move brings in someone who leads with his play. And the timing couldn't be better. Let's not forget, Dallas has had some questions surrounding their tight end depth for the last couple seasons. Dalton Schultz, who left for Houston, was a solid option, but not elite. Jake Ferguson had a strong 2024 campaign, but he's still young. And while Luke Schoonmaker has potential, injuries and inconsistency have slowed his development. So when a player like Njoku becomes available and when you believe your window to win is now, you act. And Jerry Jones acted. Quickly, decisively, and with a clear vision for what this team can be. Reactions around the league have been explosive. Social media lit up within minutes of the news breaking, with Cowboys fans flooding Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit with posts ranging from ecstatic to cautious optimism. NFL players have chimed in too, some expressing shock, others tipping their cap to the Cowboys for making a win-now move. Analysts are already updating their power rankings, pushing the Cowboys up a few spots. Suddenly, Dallas is being mentioned again in the top 3 NFC contenders conversations, and the betting lines in Vegas are already shifting. And this move sends a ripple effect across the division. The Eagles, who've been the class of the NFC East the last 2 seasons, will now have to account for another explosive threat. The Giants and Commanders, both trying to rebuild and catch up, are now facing a more potent Dallas offense. And while it's easy to look ahead and dream of playoff scenarios, Cowboys fans also know the road to the postseason is long and nothing is guaranteed. But what is guaranteed is that Dallas is going into the 2025 season with more firepower than they've had in recent memory. Njoku's arrival also raises interesting questions about how the Cowboys will approach the rest of the offseason. With his contract now restructured for a manageable cap hit, Dallas still has flexibility. Will they look to add depth at running back? Perhaps sign a veteran cornerback to pair with Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland? Or maybe they're already content with what they've built. One thing is for sure, the front office is being aggressive. They're not just relying on the draft. They're identifying veterans who can make an immediate impact and going after them. Dak Prescott, for his part, has already expressed excitement about the move, according to sources close to the team. Dak has often been at his best when he's had a reliable tight end. Think of his chemistry with Jason Witten early in his career, and later with Dalton Schultz. Njoku brings the same kind of trust factor, but with more athletic upside. Their connection could become a cornerstone of the offense, especially in red zone situations, where Njoku's size and leaping ability make him nearly unguardable. And for Dak, who has dealt with both praise and criticism throughout his tenure in Dallas, this is the kind of elite weapon that could help elevate him to that next tier of quarterback conversation. Fans should also keep an eye on how this move influences the locker room dynamic. Players know when the front office believes in the team. Moves like this tell every player in the building, we're trying to win. Right now. That can spark urgency, confidence, and unity. The training camp battles are going to be intense, the energy around the facility will rise, and the entire organization from ownership to practice squad will feel that extra jolt of momentum. This trade is a turning point. Not just for the Cowboys, but for the NFL as a whole. It's a rare move that's not just about filling a roster need, but about reshaping identity. The Cowboys are saying, loud and clear, we're tired of almosts. Tired of coming close. We want to win, and we want to win now. Whether it all comes together this season remains to be seen, but what's undeniable is the excitement, the buzz, and the possibilities that this move brings. David Njoku in a Dallas Cowboys uniform? That's not just a headline, it's a seismic shift. Buckle up, NFL. The star just got brighter in Big D.